me, keep a 20 on me, case emergency. Ain't no cap in my rap. Really, I know it's the truck. More profit mean extra. Emerald white off full of pressure. That cereal milk smoking right. But that Obama rant some special. Kansas City, I'm a chief. Shout out to K5 on this one. Country thinking I was hustling. I always had it on me. Booming like OJ the Juice. Till a nigga told on me. From now on, it's relentless. Ain't no love, we ain't friendly. If she want me on him. No the law, she get the business. No the law, still the motto. Empire.
Get into it. Look up. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. This is the Birds of a Feather podcast with your boy Q City.
Your boy Taj Bravado.
And this is a special episode. We are just going to do a free agency recap. Technically, episode 55, if you listening in sequence or whatnot. But the main thing we want to look at, the Atlanta Falcons have made a big, huge signing. They have signed Kirk Cousins as the new quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons. 4 years, $180 million. It's kind of funny. But, Taj, what was your first thoughts on it, bro?
Well, okay. Actually, I've seen some different numbers, and the number said 4 years, 135. I mean, I don't know if those are the correct numbers. I mean, I guess we'll get them from the team sometime Wednesday, I guess. But I feel good about the contract. I've seen a couple of different structures around it, and even with giving him this money, we still got around $20 million to play with, and that's not counting any other cuts or restructures. So we could still get another big fish if they want to. Yeah, but other than that, I like it. It's a big plus for Kyle Pitts and Drake London, so you can really maximize your young guys with a veteran that knows this offense. So it's a plus. About a B plus from you.
That's exactly how I looked at it. Was just a solid B plus. Is even at 4,180, it was looking like the last 2 years was funny money. At 135, it'll probably guarantee him being on the team at least 3 years, and then if you want to cut him that third year, it'll probably be a significant cap hit. But like,
no, it's not even that. It's 2 years for sure, and then third year the only it's only $10 million guaranteed on the third year. So if you wanted to get out after 2, you could.
Yeah, and I think that's completely reasonable.
No guarantees. Yeah,
I think that's completely reasonable. That fourth year is really just a year to kind of smooth over on the books. You know what I'm saying? That I think everybody sees 4 years and they're like, oh, you're signing up for a 37-year-old Kirk Cousins coming off an Achilles injury. And it's like, you're not signing him for 4 years. To be honest with you, the main thing you're signing him for is stability at the quarterback position. Raheem Morris just saw Arthur Smith. Yeah, Raheem Morris just saw Arthur Smith go through the end of Matt Ryan, a bad season of Marcus Mariota, and hitching his wagon to Desmond Ridder. And it got him fired, right? Like, we can hem and haw about everything else, but everything anybody who's been watching this team for the past 2.5 years has been talking about is we need better quarterback play. Then we went out and spent all this money in free agency, and I think rightfully so. A lot of fans were angry because coming into the season, you could have whatever your opinion on Desmond Ridder was. You can't spend the money that you spent in free agency and expect Desmond Ridder to be the one to take you on a deep playoff run in his first season of starting. Nothing he showed from the previous year or in preseason showed that. Now, you may have seen something completely different at camp. Dude could talk X and O's to you, you know what I'm saying? And he could sell you a dream. But I think coupled with what you spent last year, you've got the quarterback in place now that if you don't at least win the NFC South, you're going to be feeling disappointed because you feel like you have a legitimate chance to really go in the division.
Yeah. Now, I got word from a little birdie that maybe the belief in Ridder wasn't as strong as one might have thought, because I heard that Arthur Smith tried to get Matt Ryan to come back and Matt Ryan declined.
I could definitely see that. The Deshaun situation, I think people completely downplay how disrespectful the Deshaun situation was, right? Like, and I'm not saying that hindsight as like, you know, Deshaun stinking it up in Cleveland now. I'm saying like, and it is kind of venturing away from the football aspect of it. Deshaun had a bunch of stuff going on off the field, right? You can say what you want about Matt Ryan. He's been squeaky clean. And
Yeah.
I think the extra step of it was he's had to maintain that image very wholesomely because the guy he replaced,
Yeah.
like, literally went to federal prison. You know what I'm saying? Like, the guy he replaced went to federal prison. So he's had to be that upstanding, that polished person who's consistently getting attacked. And now it's getting toward the twilight of his career where the Colts season was bad, yes, but that offseason, Matt still thought he could play. And I think most people thought, I thought he was done. But I think most people had a consensus that he could play because people were picking the Colts to win the division. So he still thinks he has football left.
Bad situation.
No, it was. But he still had football left. And y'all went after a dude very similar to the dude he replaced. That y'all said y'all wanted to get away from. That y'all said y'all had all these issues with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think people truly understand how disrespectful the Deshaun situation was. And I knew it was one of those things. It's like when you're talking to two girls, right? Like, no, it's not you not talking to two girls. You got a girl and you talking to somebody else on the side. If you don't secure that on the side, best believe your girlfriend going regardless. Like, your girlfriend going regardless. You either with the side chick or you single. Because the girlfriend going regardless, bro. And that's what that situation was. Like, you was with Matt, you know what I'm saying? And you really was courting Deshaun. It didn't fall through for you. And so now it's like, hey, this
And
is
you were trying to move on and didn't have no, and the fallback wasn't the fallback, so it is what it is.
hey, it is what it is, bro. And so
And then you seen how shit was, and you try to hey big hit him the following year, and he's like, nah, bro, just stay where you at. You pick a side, stay there.
hey, facts. And so yeah, Matt wasn't coming
but,
back.
But bringing up Matt, like Kirk feels a lot like having Matt here.
A slightly diminished version, but like I think this is
I mean,
I think this is 2018, Matt. Yeah.
2018 Matt was still good. He still gave you 30 touchdowns and 7 picks.
Yeah, 2018, 2019, Matt, where I don't think it's not MVP Matt, right? But
It's not MVP Matt, but it's a good enough Matt to where you can
because people are
drop Matt into this team. I think it would that Matt. If you drop that Matt into this team, it's a good thing.
and people are talking about like, oh, Simmons Madden stats. He'll have like 4,100 yards, 28 touchdowns, 29 touchdowns, 9-10 picks. If that is the quarterback play that we got out of Kirk Cousins this year, we are a dramatically better team. And I think a lot of it comes from, you and I. We watch this team very closely. We looking in the day to day. We kind of football fanatics with it or whatever, right? But like to the layman fan or just a person on the outside looking in, you don't really understand when somebody is saying they're a quarterback away. Like we got on this pod week after week after week and recounted expressly how a quarterback lost us games. You know what I'm saying? And like I can vividly the Washington game. Yes, I felt like it was part of the play calling and now he's gone, but the Washington game, you know what I'm saying? Like those 3 picks cost you the game. You know what I'm saying? Like you get into the Saints game. The quarterback play cost you the game. And I think you just look at points in the season over and over again where your quarterback play directly tied to you losing a game. Like that is the definition of being a quarterback away. If you have in the one that got him benched, if you're in the Carolina game and you have that drive and you just in that drive with points instead of a pick, you win that game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kirk Cousins is not rolling out to the side throwing crossbody in that situation. He's going to eat a sack or he's going to throw it away.
In most cases.
Like, in most cases. You know what I'm saying? Like
he's not without exception because I still do got a salty taste from watching that playoff game on 4th and 9. He threw a check down. So,
He did. He's conservative in certain ways. You know what I'm saying?
but I
But I used to
mean,
tell you that
it's still a major upgrade though. So I'm not complaining.
that plays to what you were saying about Matt. Because if y'all been listening for a minute, y'all remember I tell you, bro, on 3rd and 8, Matt's good to get you 7 yards, bro. He good to get you 6, 7 yards. It never fails, bro. And so, you kind of got that with Kirk. I think if you, Kirk Cousins isn't gonna, and I'm saying this like not as a fan. I'm saying this as a football analyst. Like Kirk Cousins isn't gonna make the Falcons a Super Bowl contender. It's not gonna happen. I'm just being completely honest with you. Him by himself is not gonna make you a Super Bowl contender.
You're
Now,
gonna need more than him.
if that defense has a repeat top 10 year, if Bijan starts going ridiculously crazy, he is a good enough quarterback to get you into the playoffs and have a deep playoff run. And at that point, whatever happens, happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's not being delusional. That's just being real. Like, he can get you to the playoffs. He's won a playoff game. Like, he can get you there. But I say all that to say, Kirk Cousins is not your long-term solution at quarterback.
Oh no.
He is there
So
to
you kinda-
stabilize the position.
Yeah. So you bringing it up kind of brings up the next thing I want to bring up. Given we got Kirk and it's essentially a 2, maybe 3 year deal. I could easily see them pairing him with like a mid-round quarterback. There's 2 guys I got my eyes on. One of them being my personal favorite, Spencer Rattler, and then there's another one named Michael Pratt. I think Michael Pratt shares a lot of similarities to Kirk Cousins, and I think Spencer Rattler gives you a lot more upside because he has a much more liver arm than Kirk, and it's not going to be like the Alex Mahomes thing, but it could be like that in a way because he has the tools that could truly unlock an offense and utilize weapons. Like Spencer Rattler's a quarterback I believe in, and I think he's very much slept on. So if you can get him in the 3rd round and let him sit under Kirk for 2 to 3 years, I think that's a benefit to everybody.
So a couple points on there, right? One, the Michael Pratt, I've heard that a couple times. I'm gonna be completely honest. I haven't watched enough of him to have a complete view on him. So like as we continue and mature in the draft process, I'm gonna, look at him because obviously we're in the room for a quarterback now. 2, I think Spencer Rattler is somebody who's on their radar now. I actually think that might be a 2nd round pick instead of a 3rd. I think they're gonna go get their guy.
Good thing.
I also was thinking JJ McCarthy at 8, considering his age, right? He's still pretty young. So having him sit for 2 years isn't going to be the worst thing in the world. I think this completely rules out guys like Bo Nix and Michael Penix. I think both of them just timelines don't add up in how old they're going to be and how old Kirk.
Spencer's around the same age though. Yeah.
He is, but I still think both of those guys, it kind of rules them out until later in the draft, right? And I still think both of them are going to go late 1st round, early 2nd round. So I kind of look at Spencer as somebody who can be picked at 8 in the 2nd round, right? What is that? 40, yeah. Pick 40, 42, whatever.
43. It's 43.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like Spencer can still be there. I don't feel like Penix or Nix will still be there at that point in time.
I don't really.
But then the third thing, real quick. I think that all of these conversations mixed with the Kirk signing lead to one very valuable point that me and you had talked about as not being a possibility, but just became a very real possibility. Desmond Ridder could not be on this team next year. So a lot of teams carry 3 quarterbacks, right? A lot of teams carry 3 quarterbacks, but Kirk's there, right? If they go and draft somebody, that's going to be their guy, right? That's going to be their guy. But that doesn't mean that you want a 36-year-old coming off a torn Achilles, that guy to be a snap away. which means even if they do carry 3 quarterbacks, they might go out and get a solidified backup. There is a, I wouldn't say high probability. There is a less than 40% chance that Desmond Ritter isn't on this team next season. And that's crazy coming from a 3rd-round pick 2 years in a quarterback.
I honestly don't see it. Because what I see them doing, I see them cutting Heineke.
Heineke's done.
Or whatever. Because the thing is, it wasn't all bad with Ritter. Maybe they like some things in Ritter, but I still do believe they're going to get their guy. And it could be like a little thing to like the Titans did, where they had
Malik Willis.
They added their they had added their guy, and then they kind of just let him sit there until they was ready. And then when Tannehill got hurt, they said we gonna just roll with Levis because it's our best option. So he's a 3rd round. Unless you can get like a trade, I just don't see him being off the team.
Yeah, I would hate it. I would think it's given up a little too early. I do think that it's where I was fully confident on the fact that if they drafted a rookie, he was probably going to be held as a 3rd quarterback. This kind of feels a little more murky, seeing as they went out and spent the big money, right?
I mean, that's even more the reason why I think he's safe, because they went out and spent the big money for a quarterback.
And he's cheap. He is cheap.
Yeah, he's a million. He has talent. Like, yeah. So I think he'll be here. They're probably gonna bring in their guy in the 2nd or 3rd round pick, 2nd or 3rd round, and compete with him. Now, at 8, I think they can, unless it's someone like Drake May or something that slides. I don't see a quarterback at that pick. Right now, I'm leaning towards...
Side note. We're not going to get too crazy in the draft talk, but you've got some insight on this Drake May slide. Holla at me real quick.
So people hate his mechanics.
I said that. Hold on. I said that. But go ahead.
He has an elongated release, and
Byron Leftwich.
Film's kind of sloppy.
Is it?
His acting.
Is the film sloppy?
Okay. These are not my words.
Hey. It sounds like some people know what they're talking about, bro. Hey,
I'm regurgitating the people whose opinion I trust.
Man, I feel like I should be one of those people, because I've been on this train, bro. The whole time I've been telling you, dog. And he might turn out to be amazing, but the whole time I've been telling you, bro, what he's putting on tape, and I'm a Hurricane fan, bro, so I done seen UNC. What he putting on tape is not good, bro. He be beating up on like 5-6 middle school kids, bro. Like he beat up on the bad teams. Like, I'm telling you, bro, it ain't look good.
He has the talent. It's just he needs a lot more work than people initially thought. But then again, it all depends on who you ask. Because you got some people who still have him as quarterback number 2. Then you have names like Kurt Warner, Chris Sims, Kurt Ben Kurt. These people are all quarterback evaluators, and they all have him ranked anywhere from 4 to 6.
Bro, do you know who he reminds me of? Another UNC quarterback, Mitch Trubisky, bro.
He's not Trubisky to me.
He's not Trubisky. To me, he reminds me of him.
To me, this kind of feels like Justin Herbert all over again to me. Because when Justin Herbert came out, they tried to tear him down, dissect him, said, "Oh, this release isn't going to work, this, that, and the third." And he got to the league and it was fine. I think.
Okay, but what's if you had to be critical of Justin Herbert right now, if you had to be critical of him about what his weaknesses are as a quarterback, what would they be?
Right now, I don't watch him close enough to tell you.
Okay, I would say still 3 years in, and granted, this was a new offense this year, and he got hurt. Struggles to fully play within the flow of an offense, right? Makes the play behind the play a bunch of times, because he has rare, like he has athleticism that most people don't anticipate, but still struggles to play within the play a lot of the times, right? Sloppy footwork leading to relying on his arm a bit too much. He's got a special arm, but he still racks up a whole bunch of turnover worthy plays. Do they always end in turnovers? No, they don't. But he had a problem with fumbles his first 2 years, which he's corrected. I will give him strength on that. And he had a problem with interceptions a little bit.
See,
This is exact. More like if you want to say that's what you see in Drake May, I 100% agree with you, because I think if I had to pick which one of these three was gonna bust, it's him. It's him.
See, I think like a lot of that stuff just comes down to like arm arrogance. When you got a strong arm quarterbacks are more prone to turnover worthy plays because they feel like they can fit it in anywhere. That's why Josh Allen's numbers look the way they are, because he feels like he fit it in. So, and sometimes it don't work, and the interception totals rack up. I think that's sometimes the thing where you got these quarterbacks with these special arms, and they feel like they can fit it in, and maybe they weren't reeled in right. Like I think Drake May is someone who would need to sit for a year. Clean up the mechanics, let him learn the game from a pro's pro. So like, but he's the only quarterback.
Him behind Kirk for a year. Him behind Kirk for a year would be amazing. But like seeing his slide is so vindicating, because I'm like, bro.
Well, we ain't seen it yet.
Seeing the draft buzz slide, and a lot of talent evaluators seeing the same thing I was talking about 4 months ago is really refreshing, bro.
Because remember, CJ Stroud was gonna be a slide too, till he wasn't.
Yeah, he went to. You know what I'm saying? It's still extremely plausible. And like you look at it, Cliff Kingsbury is the offensive coordinator for Washington. So like, he probably ain't letting him slide. Have you heard the buzz about Washington giving up a haul to move up to 1 to get Caleb?
Yeah, I don't see Chicago doing it.
I don't see Chicago doing it. But if I'm Chicago and I fall in love with like Jaden Daniels or Drake May, I mean, would moving down to 2 be the worst thing in the world?
Who knows? I just don't. I just don't see anyone like in terms of talent. There's no quarterback that's more talented than Caleb Williams. There's no quarterback.
There's not. But if you really fall in love with another guy, like to be honest with you, I highly doubt. Yeah, I highly doubt they do Jaden Daniels coming off Justin Fields. If anything, I would think it would be Drake May, but I would think you're kind of shocked
Jaden
from.
Daniels is a much better passer than Justin was coming out. And speaking of Justin, where the hell does he land?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I think a lot of fans was really stuck on him coming to Atlanta, bro. Like, me and you had the conversation, bro. It's nothing. There was nothing different from him and Ritter, and I don't mean that with any disrespect. I mean that in the sense of like, we were gonna be on here week after week talking about how quarterback play was costing us team wins. Like, if you watch the game, like I think Justin would be exciting. I think he would do like. He would bring like really cool wrinkles to the offense, but like in the grand scheme of things, like at a certain point, like Coach say, bro, what you put on film is what it is, and he's not putting winning games on film. Even after they invested in the offense, they invested in the defense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this it's not all him.
Look at Justin Fields. This is how I look at Justin Fields. Just like you ever had that craving for a meal, and then you get it and you just not satisfied. You just
every
like, damn,
time.
why I spend that money?
Every time.
That's just the feel to me. Like, the idea sounds better than the actual reality.
Every time, bro. Every time. Like, and Kyle Shanahan wanted absolutely nothing to do with him in the draft because he said he can't see the field. Like, that was his big thing. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't see that at Ohio State. But it can kind of be covered up a bit based off, having dynamic wideouts, having a really good running game. You line up every day, every week that you line up, you're demonstrably better than the team across from you. Yeah. So like, I didn't see it, but like, obviously they see that a little bit better, right? And they're like, no,
Right.
he can't read the field, he can't see the field, and like, yeah, the offense is super quarterback friendly, but it still requires you to make basic 1, 2, 3 reads. He can't do it,
Yeah.
and like you saw it in the league. Like that is what he struggles with. Like he's a one read and go type of quarterback, and then when they force him to sit back there and process because they throw zone blitzes at him, they drop 8. You know what I'm saying? Like they literally just rush 3 and drop 8. He struggles like really,
Yeah.
yeah, he really struggles, and like
Yeah.
you put him in Atlanta, you're gonna get what was it, week? It was before we faced the Bears. I remember me and you having a conversation, and I was like, "There's nothing that you're gonna get from Justin you don't get from Ritter, and there's nothing you're gonna get from Ritter you don't get from Justin." Outside of like a little razzle dazzle on the speed plays,
get
but
the boost and run, but that's about it. Now,
it's the same quarterback in terms of averageness.
yeah, same thing. But look, I want to get back to
Where does he land? Where does he land?
Yeah, I don't.
The musical chairs is ending. To be honest with you, his best bet is to hope to get traded for a team that has a solidified starter like Trey Lance and try to boost his like trade value or starter value as a backup by playing well in the preseason. So like Dallas is already taken. Maybe Philly.
Interesting. No, I don't even want to. I mean Philly, but what would be a fun place? I think would be for him to go. The Chiefs. I think that'd be a very fun place for him to go to learn.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs. Actually, I'm gonna throw another one at you. I think being a backup in Denver would go well for him.
Well, he might be the starter in Denver.
Nah, I think Denver's gonna go ahead and get a rookie QB.
Is that Ricky gonna be better than him day one?
I think they'll be more invested in the rookie because you're gonna get Justin for like a 3rd, 4th round pick. I think that rookie is going to be
giving up a 3rd round pick for a trade. That's usually a starter.
Yeah, it might be a 4 because I mean, like, here's the thing: Chicago's kind of on the clock here in the terms that like everybody. Once you take Caleb, you absolutely have to trade Justin. Right now, you can kind of we might go Marvin Harrison and keep him and play with that draft capital, but like
ain't nobody going for none of that.
Yeah,
Everybody, all right, cool, do it.
Yeah, like
and they're gonna be like, shit.
You gotta trade him once you draft him.
Because like that's pretty much what Pittsburgh did. They was like, no, we want no more. You should off. You cool. We gonna go. We just gonna get Russell. You got it. They're like, damn, I ain't mean it for real.
Are we gonna discuss the Mr. Trubisky not gonna be a starter next year, or you cool with letting that one slide?
He in Buffalo. Mr. Trubisky in Buffalo.
Not Mr. Trubisky. Kenny Pickett.
It is what it is. That
okay.
Ain't my team, man. I got no horse in that race.
All right, hey, look, hey, hey, look, man. Sometimes I be making sense. That's all I'm saying, boy. Sometimes I be making sense. Just every now and then. Every now and then, they be making sense, goddamn.
Yeah, but let's get back to 8. So at 8, I don't see them taking quarterback unless one of their top rated prospects slide to 8.
And I don't know how they view JJ McCarthy. Like,
yeah, I don't think they view him in that same light. Because like I remember watching Jack Robinson talk about what he likes in quarterback. He like quarterbacks that have a variety of different throws, and that's not McCarthy. He just has the fastball. Everything's a fastball. So just that alone leads me to think that he wouldn't be.
Now he does have some movement. He does have a little bit of movement on.
I mean, he has movement, but I'm just talking about the variety of throws because like he mentioned he likes quarterbacks that know when to hit it with touch and know when to drive it. Every throw in McCarthy's been a drive throw.
Yeah, and he played at Michigan, who has like you usually outside of Ohio State don't play any game in a year in which you don't have superior talent. He's coming off the national championship. He's still young. Yeah,
he's only 20. He just turned 21.
Yeah, and I think that works in his benefit. A lot of people comparing him to Josh Allen in terms of that, like raw physical tools, be able to mold them type thing. Not great college production. I feel like it's a reach, but that's been his like draft comparison in terms of like why he's rocketing up boards like that. So like something that I like to do when I'm looking up like draft comparisons and all that stuff is like how does a person compare to somebody in the past? So it might not be like a one for one, right? So like the D tackle from Texas that you were talking about, Murphy, right? I went and looked at him and like they were like his rise is comparable to star Lota Lady that went to the Panthers.
I don't like the comparison because they're different type
No,
of
no, no,
players.
not as the player, not as the player, but like his rise as a D tackle from that draft process. So like Star was like rated in the second round, and then really good Senior Bowl, really good measurables. People started really digging into the film, and I think he went like 13 or something, right? So they were saying the same thing. They were saying the same thing about Murphy shooting up the draft boards, like really good measurables, really good tape. You know, he did things to make you look at him twice, and now he's starting to get bumped up a bit, or just the media is catching up to what the NFL already knows, and so that's what I mean by like not necessarily looking player for player, but like looking at risers and fallers a certain way, right?
Okay, I feel that. I feel
So
that.
like when I look at JJ McCarthy, his rise is basically just being compared to Josh Allen. Like there was talk, no one expected Josh Allen to go in the top 10. He went
I did.
7, and there was talks about him going 1. And like,
No, see, I always expected it because I remember before this draft there was a Sports Illustrated article about him. They were, you got to be a big deal in Wyoming for Sports Illustrated to take a whole article on you. And
mhm.
then from that point on, I was kind of invested on his journey and all that. And then, yeah, like I always had the idea that he would be one of the top quarterbacks taken because he's big, he got a strong arm, he's mobile. I didn't realize he was as mobile as he was, but I always thought he was going to be that. I
Yeah,
didn't think he
and
was going to be
so
what he is now, but I always thought he was going
yeah.
to be in the draft. Um,
So I mean, it works. It works.
yeah. So some names to watch out for, outside of the quarterback. It could be any of the big three receivers. Now that you got Kirk, you want to have some more weapons. So, a Roma Dunze or Malik Neighbors, or even in a world of Marvin Harrison, they're 8. I think that would probably be the first priority if though any of those three are available. After that, then you can
So
go
does
edge.
Rome pair well with Drake? Because I don't feel like Neighbors or Harrison's going to be there. But do you feel like Rome Odunze pairs well
He
with
can,
Drake London?
he can, because he offers a little more than Drake. People just see a contested catch, but they're similar. He's maybe like a little inch shorter or so, but his lateral movement, his change of direction, and all of that is different. Just at the combine, he moved a lot better than I expected, and I think the contested catches was more of a thing of the offense and not just his skill set. He could do it at a high level, but there's more to him than that. I mean, because he gave you 4.45 speed. He can jump, good hands. To me, he's a faster Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah, I just feel like you're taking a strength on a strength with him
I
and
mean, yeah, but
him and Drake
some,
London.
some
But I
when
mean,
you
hey, they
listen to
paired
Terry
Jordan
talk,
Addison with Justin Jefferson, and it
it's
seemed to work. So you know what I'm saying?
right.
So
Because you got to remember when Terry does these pressures, he's going to say we're never going to be. He always says we're never going to be afraid to add to our strength.
yeah, like
So
obviously they wouldn't take running back at 8, but
yeah,
I
yeah,
wouldn't
but
be out
a
the realm of
receiver
wide receiver. Yeah,
with a receiver with Drake London being the only real receiver on the team,
possible.
yeah, it's possible. Another name could be Dallas Turner or maybe Jared Verse. Get a young pass rusher. I
Verse
think
at
Dallas
8,
Turner fits the
that's kind
scheme
of
with it.
high, isn't it?
If you think he's the best, you take him.
Yeah, I Dallas Turner makes a lot of sense there. Dallas Turner, like you said, was making a lot of sense there.
Because the thing is, Jared Verse has more production,
Hmm.
and they both played in Power Five conferences. So
Yeah, true.
another name, sneaky name, Quinyon Mitchell, cornerback from I think from Toledo. He blew up the Senior Bowl and then crushed the combine. Like in the Senior Bowl, he was locking everyone across from him straight down. Then he goes to the combine, runs a 4.33.
First corner off the board at 8.
There's since the Senior Bowl, there's been a lot of buzz about him possibly being the first corner off the board. So I'm not saying a thing, but it's a possibility because we don't have a corner number 2. Jeff Okudah signed to the Texans today.
This is true.
So it all just depends on what the strategy is. I mean, obviously we still got more free agency because all we got today was Kirk Cousins and we got a tight end, Charlie Wojner. He's a blocking tight end that went to Georgia and he came over from the 49ers.
Really good pool. I give you your props there. You talked about the fact that as soon as we released a tight end, we were going to pick up a blocking tight end specifically, and then look into the draft. So, good pull there. Good pull there. I'm not just petty. I give you your props.
Appreciate you.
The one thing I will say, if we get into kind of like taking a step back, looking at the whole division. First thing, let's go to the
Burns
Panthers.
is gone.
Yeah, people want to flame the Panthers for that situation.
Okay. No,
let's rewind it. Hold on. Let's rewind it all the way back though. Rewind it all the way back though. You got to keep it a bean. Rewind it all the way back. The Bears said, "Give us the D end or give us the wide receiver."
I'm not even talking about them. I'm talking about when the Rams tried to give you 2 firsts for them, but you said that'll be cool, and now you got second.
And you said no. But you didn't re-sign the player, and you were able to get assets for him.
Yeah, but you could have. You if you knew you weren't gonna re-sign, you could have got them 2.
You didn't know. You didn't know that you were going to re-sign him because, bro. What did you say?
Confident they were.
Bro, what did you say this season? We might have a better pass rusher. What was that 17? Say his name. 17. Ebiketie?
Yeah.
Yeah. We might have a better pass rusher than them. We're not giving Ebiketie $130 million over 5 years.
150. That's 30 a year.
150 over 5 years. We're not doing
30
that, bro.
a year. That's fucking crazy.
So like, you can't blame the Panthers for being like, and granted, he had an amazing season 2 seasons ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like,
2.
So,
but in 5 seasons,
like,
you
yeah,
broke
he's
10 sacks once.
Hey, look, man, he's there for the payday and whatnot. You gotta give him that. But at the end of the day, big dog, I can't be the one to pay you. Somebody gonna give you that money. It ain't gonna be me. So like,
that's crazy.
I gotta get something back for it. Because I think they had every intention of re-signing him when they traded away DJ Moore. They should have got the deal done before the season. That was their fault. They should have got the deal done before the season. They didn't. He had a bad season, but he's banking on the fact, we had a bad offense, blase. His tackles for loss was still decent. I can be in line for a big payday. And obviously he was. But like, I understand the Panthers being like, you could be in line for it, we just not going to pay you. Do I think it was terrible team building and team management? Yes. But they somewhat absolved the situation by at least getting a 2 and a 5 back.
I guess. I still think this shit. If you knew,
no, they screwed up. They screwed up. You should have. You should have.
And then like the Giants, good on y'all, but you just gave probably your 3rd best pass rusher 150 because I don't think he better than Thibodeau.
He's not better than Kayvon. That's just straight up. He's not better than Kayvon. Kayvon doesn't have the numbers to back it up, but he's not better than Kayvon. Nah, Kayvon doesn't produce a whole bunch of sack numbers.
I'm pretty sure he had a good year this year.
He had a good year.
He had 11 and a half.
He had 11 and a half this year. Damn, that was good. I thought he was under 10 this year, but that's a real good year.
Yeah, I don't think Burns is the best pass rusher out of the group. So if you give him Burns 150, what the hell are you gonna give Kayvon?
That sounds like a next year Giants problem. Yeah, that sounds like a next year Giants problem. Because I mean, hell, DJ will be off the books, and you'll probably be on your next rookie quarterback. So, I mean, who else you paying on the team? Yeah, who else you paying on the team? So, like, yeah, the Panthers have messed up that situation. I think their front office is in shambles. I think they got. I don't trust their front office to make picks. I actually
Yeah,
think they're going to be bottom
but
dwellers again this year.
but this is
So
a new GM though. They got a new GM this year. Dan Murray, he was a former linebacker for him. So
we'll see.
we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. But as of right now, it just and you know what? That could just be a new GM just being like, you know what? Let's take our medicine. We already bungled this situation. You know what I'm saying? So that could have facilitated that trade there.
I mean, yeah, possibly.
So
Yeah.
the Saints haven't made any moves of note that I can see.
They ain't got no money.
They broke. They're a little broke.
Broke,
They're a
five
little
broke.
broke.
They ain't got it.
They moving some things around. What I think they might do this year, especially with Derek Carr on the books, is they might just take their medicine this year, bro. They might just take their medicine this year because they talking about cutting Michael Thomas as well.
I think they did, or either
they talked about
come
cutting
or
him.
they did. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm seeing that Lattimore's on the trade block.
Yeah, they might just take their medicine this year, bro.
Because it's
And
a
then
little rough.
yeah, it's a little rough. And then lastly, the Bucks they made their big signing with Mike Evans and they brought back Baker. So and Baker's on good money.
And they traded Carlton Davis to the Lions for a third and received a 2-6. No, they sent Carlton a 2-6 to the Lions for a third.
That's
So,
pretty good.
got a
That's
cornerback.
pretty good. Carlton Davis is a good third. So yeah, so should be in the market for a corner. They got contracts rolling up too. What's their safety's name? Whitfield's coming up, and
I think he got to get paid either now. I think he got to get paid now. I think.
I think he does. So he's coming up. I think if you expand it out just a little bit more, and you look at the NFC, I like the big one, Saquon going from the Giants to the Eagles. You've got another one with Josh Jacobs not staying in Las Vegas and
No,
going
that
to
was
the
a
Packers.
That was
Yeah.
that I did not expect. That was a complete shock, and then they ended up cutting Aaron Jones. Saquon going to the Eagles. That's scary.
Where do you think Aaron Jones lands, bro?
Probably Dallas.
I could see it. Here's the thing, they were like,
He's
"Oh, the
from-
Packers
he's from
got the
Dallas.
most dangerous backfield." I was like, "They're not keeping Aaron Jones."
Yeah, I'm like,
and like
they're
as soon
not
as I
keeping
thought,
them.
as soon as I thought that, it was like Aaron Jones released.
Snoop.
I said, bro, they not keeping that
Yeah,
man, dog.
because
Like,
I seen someone tweeted. They said, "Dang, the Packers got the best 1-2 punch." I'm like, bro, the money don't make sense. They're not keeping two $10 million
Not
running
keep-
backs.
it's not happening, bro. It's not happening.
Hey, what's that Magic Johnson? I mean, I'm not gonna be here.
I'm not gonna be here. Like, and then what was another one? There's a lot of noise about Derrick Henry to the Ravens.
Yeah,
There's a lot of noise on that one.
it just makes sense.
I could see
There's
it.
no noise on Daniil Hunter though. I
He
have
signed.
no idea where. No, he didn't. Daniil Hunter did not.
No,
sign.
not Hunter. Not Hunter. Grenard signed. Grenard signed with the
Grenard
Vikings.
signed to the Vikings.
That was the name that you talked about. That's one of the names I was wanting to talk to you about. I was like, damn, bro, one of them DNs went ahead, got sniffed up.
Yeah,
So here's the thing. Kirk Cousins
Bryce
had a
Huff
little
went to the
smoke.
Eagles.
Kirk Cousins had a little smoke, but no fire. And then, like literally, as me and you were texting, you were like, "Bro, the Falcons radio silent as always." And then, bang, sign Kirk Cousins. Right? Do you think Grenard could be not Grenard? Do you think Danielle Hunter could be something similar?
Nah, I was hoping that because like I think that's because what's his name? Ian Rappaport had tweeted out or not tweeted out or he reported that the Falcons are in on the edge. Who's the edge? I don't know. It could be either free agent like Danielle Hunter or it could be a trade with the Eagles because the Eagles just signed Bryce Huff and they're trying to get offload one of these edges because you got Joshua Sweat that's available, and you got Hassan Reddick that's available. I think Hassan
I
Reddick would be a
don't
good
want.
fit.
That's a lot of money.
Hey, the cap's imaginary.
I mean, that's true, but then you're guaranteeing him on your team for 2 years. You
Yeah, that's
spread his
fine.
money out.
That's fine. He'll be your best passer. That's fine. I don't because
He
it's going to
probably
cost no
will.
more. It's going to be no more than a third. So he's someone that I wouldn't be surprised if they announce that.
We don't have any comp picks, do we?
No, none.
I haven't seen any comp picks, and so and then what's our extra ammo? We got an extra 3, don't we?
Yeah, extra 3 because the Jaguars wanted to be on some whole shit.
I mean, you knew it was gonna happen. You knew it was gonna happen. There's nothing
It
like,
is lame.
hey, yeah, I'm gonna resign you after the league year, and it'll be a 3. Like,
No,
here's
they
the thing.
no. See, I think they said if he retired, period, it's a 2. So they just gonna let us go.
That's fair. Damn, Calvin Ridley's not coming back to Atlanta though. That's we can go ahead and
No.
add that. I thought it was if he resigned after the
would-
league year, it would be
they
it would
said-
still be a 3.
I heard a report that said something about if he resigns at all, then it's a 2.
Might have to look into that one.
But yeah. So I mean, I won't say he won't be back here, but it's highly unlikely that he does just because
Highly
of the situation
unlikely.
that happened.
Yeah.
But if they said that, I'd be shocked. I'd be floored if they said really came back. I'm like, what?
Yeah, highly unlikely.
But I do expect us to be in this receiver market. It might not be tomorrow, it might not be Wednesday, but by this week, I expect a receiver signing. Maybe
And I'm looking forward to it. T. Higgins
or one of
did
these-
get the okay
he
for a
is for
trade.
Yeah,
Now,
that's too
him-
much of my blood.
I think that's a 2. I think that's a 2.
It's two-
I don't think
it's
you
a-
can get
it's a-
away
it's a
with a
2
3.
Then you got to pay him top receiver money. That's too much for my blood.
Then you got to pay him. But we're not paying nobody else, bro.
AJ about to get paid.
That's facts. That's facts. You got to pay AJ. You got to pay AJ. And now we got a quarterback making $50 million. So, I mean, I got to stop using the we ain't paying nobody line because we actually is paying niggas. We actually
We just gave out 90 mil over 2 years.
Yeah, basically. That's a fat cap hit, bro. That's gonna. But
What?
if
The
it
cap is
lets
only
you,
20, the cap's only 25.
but I think the best thing about having a quarterback, bro, especially someone like you described, Kurt, as like a benchmark quarterback, it lets you know what you have. It lets you know what you have, bro. Like, this is the year we need to know whether or not we're gonna pay Kyle Pitts. This is the year we need to know whether or not
Kyle
we're going to
Pitts about
start
to eat.
opening up negotiations with Drake London. Like, these are the years you like, bro. Are we doing this? Yes or no? And a quarterback lets you know is that because with Mariota's year, you can't blame anybody off that. And Desmond Ridder last year was kind of like is this person good? Is they not good? Hell, let the stats tell it. Fucking our backup tight end was the best wide receiver we had on the team.
Nah.
Drake still was the highest yardage total, but that's who Ridder seemed like he had the most connection with.
I mean, he was third on the team. Kyle Pitts still outpaced him. It's easy to say that, but
Hey, look,
the eye test ain't what the reality was.
yeah, eye test was like you was looking for that nigga, bro. I think overall this has been like crazy start to free agency. Hey, you guys, as y'all see with the background, I am on spring break vacation with the family. So y'all didn't get the Hawks and the Falcons pod this week. We will be back with y'all again this coming weekend. Hawks pod dropping on Saturday. Falcons pod will drop on Monday. Gonna keep that rolling for y'all. Appreciate y'all. This has been your boy Q City.
Your boy Taj Bravado.
We out.
Peace.
El Chapo. Looking like I hit the lotto. I want a hottie like mulatto. I'm on here and she on Moscato. I'm in them good till tomorrow. I'm a robber for De Niro. So little laws, I'ma put you on payroll. You smell that aroma? Design the air, it's a party in here. Papa Corona, she moving the body, she working them heels. Gotta go get it mentality. Grocery bag full of celery. Only believe half what you telling me. Keep a 20 on me, case emergency. I wake up early every morning. Thank the Lord and get the bag. Hustle hard, get the cash. Stack first, then I'm showing my ass. Gotta go get it mentality. Grocery bag full of celery. Only believe half what you telling me. Keep a 20 on me, case emergency.
My babies, that's who I grind for. That's who I do it for. Like the Navy, that's who I'm toting that iron for. Keep one in the head like a thought, nigga. Yeah, I fuck with Ty, he a boss, nigga. Foot on their neck, I exhaust, nigga. Niggas cross me, so I cross, nigga. No script was lit last night. 500, what it cost, nigga. Shit was really legit last night. Had them hoes at the house, nigga. Instagram, Snapchat, Triller. What they say about Jay, he a go-getter. Used to have them fat sacks in the grove, nigga. Late nights, early morning, my dough, nigga.
You smell that aroma? Design the air, it's a party in here. Papa Corona, she moving the body, she working them heels. Gotta go get it mentality. Grocery bag full of celery. Only believe half what you telling me. Keep a 20